Hi, welcome to one more episode of State of AI Trust. Today we have an amazing guest, a multifaceted team player with 18 plus years of experience, having worked on diverse information security roles. Welcome, Mr. Sachin Kawalkar, who is a CISO of Neeyamo. Welcome, Sachin.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you.
So, Sachin, our viewers would like to know a little bit about you and what work you do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. This is Sachin Kawalkar. I'm based out of Pune. I'm the global CISO, head of cybersecurity in Neeyamo. Neeyamo is one of the largest global payroll organization. We have two products, primarily called payroll and background screening. So since last 6 years, I'm handling the global head of information security, cyber, data privacy, all the compliances, and whatever is required to make sure that, yes, everything is compliant with the customer expectations, global laws, regulations, laws. Overall 22 years of experience, just as a correction to Shubh, across the multi MNCs, banking, multinational banks, then the IT sectors, called Infosys, JP Morgan, Reliance Communication, HDFC Bank. This gave me the opportunity to work across 15 countries to know the people, culture, environment, how the IT works, everything. And this is what we are currently doing. And I really enjoying the work, what I'm doing as a infosec. And I did my master's in electronics. Currently, I'm pursuing my PhD. Hopefully, should get soon. I'm the global speaker in most of the national, international conferences, and I've published many papers on the cyber and the cloud security. So that's a quick introduction. Yes, thank you. Over to you, Shubha.
Thanks, Sachin. I stand corrected. 22 years. Amazing. It has been a long journey.
Yeah.
I'm sure my viewers would definitely learn a lot from your so vast, extensive, multi-geographical, multi-product journey. Getting started. So, how has AI changed your threat landscape in last 18 to 24 months? My focus is not on anything which probably the news articles tell. Can you tell me the top scares that you are observing? Very focused, what you see.
So primarily, see now AI, we have to live it with. Probably few people say there are advantages, but definitely yes, there are many more advantages if we adopt and implement it correctly. The major risk or the threat landscape I can see being into the infosec or as a global CISO, dealing every day with a lot of incidents, issues, primarily the external attacks penetration, cyber threat landscape has changed as a multidimensional because of the AI has making it more intelligent, self-actuated, and unpredictable. That is what something. And if you can see, if you ask me, the model drift exploit. Now, this is something which has come up into the cyber. There are multiple traditional risks or the vulnerabilities which are existing in the system. But because of AI, which is triggering more sophisticated cyber issues or the attacks, and ultimately the cyber threat landscape has been changed. Now, a lot of the advisories which are getting incremental changes because of the training, inputs, data over the long period of time, and this is making more trigger to the cyber system. Now, if you ask me top 4 or 5, like accelerated cybersecurity attacks, where AI tools are getting used for the convincing the phishing emails, very sophisticated, the deepfake videos, the fake websites, allowing cyber criminals to craft the personalized messages, social engineering AI attacks, which is the multilinguistic phishing emails. So this has changed to the highest level of the sophisticated attacks, the machine learning bug hunting. Now that is something again which has come up in the world of cybersecurity. Reinforcement of learning or exploitation, which will say that, okay, elaborate the exploitation. Now the autonomous hacking of AI. Now this all comes with the data which is getting used and which is getting trained, and then the advanced layer of the cyber attacks which are coming up. So even if now there are very high level advanced global tools which has been deployed in the market, but still they are getting failed because of the AI coming into the cyber world. And that's why the cyber threat landscape has drastically changed, which is probably a worry for the future.
Thanks, Sachin. I think makes a lot of sense. Cause of worry for all of us who are primarily diving into the security space. Great. Moving ahead, right? I will jump a few steps, right, and probably get into the space where we would like to understand, right, from your experience. Tell us about an instance in your life where you encountered a true security scare, right, and you got really shaken up, but you had to deal with it as a CISO or an infosec person. How did you deal with it?
So, ransomware attacks typically is the most worrying every day as a CISO. When you wake up in the morning, you have to see that, okay, are there any dashboards which are causing a alert or the red flags, worrying issues which are happening on your perimeter? Are there anyone who is constantly trying to knock your door and trying to come inside? So ransomware attacks, the most sophisticated ransomware attacks, this is something which every day causes a problem. And I guess because of this, as I mentioned in the earlier question, the more sophisticated, advanced level of the cyber attacks, wherein they're just trying to come inside because of a small gap. It might be in your network, it might be in a cloud, it might be with a human oversight, it might be on a local on-premise, it may be your software source code, it may be your APIs, it may be the AI systems or the adoption of the external AI which you are using in your system. It allows the hacker to come inside, which should not lead to the ransomware. And that is something which is the most worrying, because whatever you have earned, whatever you have gained over the years, that everything will go fail. The reputational, the fines, the law, the regulatory impacts, customer confidence, everything will go fail. And that is what something, and we have seen in the past as well, the Microsoft, the CrowdStrike, the issues which are, though they were not a ransomware, but yes, for some issues, the organization reputation go fail. So the trust what you are gaining in the market as for a business, that is something which is very important. And this issues, I guess, ideally need to be tackled every day. So you need to, as a CISO, you need to make sure that everything is tightened. And when you get up in the morning, yes, everything is green. No dashboards are showing you any worrisome or causing any alerts.
Great. Thanks. Thanks for detailing out to us and our viewers. Any instance in your life, specific to your journey as in the space of infosec, right, where you felt helpless to an adversary?
Uh, many multiple times, I can say, because whenever these advisories give us the issues, like there has been multiple the issues or the attacks which has happened across the globe, and immediately you need to be looked into. And the thought came in your mind that is something which is also cost your internal network. Is it something which has cost to your the entire business ecosystem? Then probably that is alert, or I would say that is something which needs to be looked into, because every day there are so many things which are coming up in addition to what you are doing as a to comply with the your business requirements. But there are so many things which are coming up. The patches every day you need to deploy, the external softwares which you are using, the third parties where you are dependent. Now really you don't know that from where and how the things will come and it will impact. So I guess that is something which needs to be looked into. And if you have a proper deployment of your frameworks and compliances, I guess no one is 100%, rather, I will say. But if you have the robust security control and the frameworks deployed, and they are constantly getting monitored and measured, then I guess you are safe. And that is something which I do. So far, not encounter any such a major impact or the issues because of the lot of things, ransomware, the hacking or the phishing or whatever you call it as. But yes, the things, and the best part of what we do as a readiness to your business continuity. So resiliency, that resiliency model is robust, then I guess most of your worry will go with, even if your primary model is failed, you know that you will be able to cope up with what has impacted and you will continue what you are committed to your customers.
Great. I think thank you so much. Very helpful. If you allow me to double click on this specific stuff, right? maybe a short nudge around this. Do you remember any of the adversaries' name who have probably pained you a lot, and you would probably like to, you probably remember that individual company, that ID that kept on coming?
Only one instance, which was because since we were using those servers and the boxes in our environment, which is the very known, well-known issue across the globe, which was the major impact, just like America, Iran, Iraq war, which is happening, which was the CrowdStrike patches, because somewhere we were also using the systems. But yes, that has not caused any of the impact. So not as an advisory, but yes, this was one of the issue which has been reported by the advisories. Multiple ransom or the hacking issues which has been reported globally, which was worrying. And immediately we looked into our internal environment, that how and where that penetration is, or is there any ecosystem wherein we are using, where we get impacted. But when we did our self-assessment or analysis, we found that yes, we are good and we are safe.
Wonderful. Okay, got it. So next, if I go into the composition of a security team today, right? So as a CISO, you might be leading a team of other security engineers, security researchers, but how does, with AI coming into the picture, that composition changes?
Uh, I guess it's not only a security team which needs to be tackled with AI coming in. It's a multi-dimensional, multi-folded, rather I would say, starting from your vendor management, that whether you have, because most of the time you are using the external AI systems for the use of your software or the product. Now it is really the vendor or the so-called the software management team, whether they have the right selection of the product, whether they have done the right risk assessment of the product, and then they have only allowed that system to come inside your environment. And then the actual real game starts. That the deployment of those the AI models into your ecosystem. Before that, how the security assessments are done. Because a lot of the time there are, I guess, 90% of the organization, they do get failed because of that risk AI NIST framework. Now, which calls that, or which talks about only about your measurement. Now, measurement in AI is very important, because the accuracy, precision, hallucination, all these things will come. But how you are bias and the fairness evaluation, robustness testing or the stress testing, data quality and the linguist validation, monitoring of your model behavior in the production when it goes into the production, document limitation, third-party model, which I spoke about. This is something which is very important, where your IT system and your security should work hand in hand, because they have deployed the system wherein they are responsible to monitor and measure. And before they deploy in the system, it's a security team who has done the detailed risk assessment, evaluation of the system, getting deployed in your production, and then the meaningful outcome of it. So if these things will go hand in hand, definitely yes, you are meeting your objectives and helping a business to grow, no matter it's a AI, agentic AI, or any other system in the world.
Great. I think you have summarized it very well, that be prepared for the next innovation which is coming, be it AI or any other thing, right? Any other innovation which probably has to be adopted. Great. So now moving ahead, right? How do you communicate risks to the board? Uh, Board is necessarily not very interested to know about very nitty-gritty small things, but they need to probably see what is the larger risk. So what is the right way, or the way that you feel is best to communicate the board?
Okay, it's a great question. As a CISO or as a CXO level, we can see, compared to last 2021, 22, probably during the COVID time, the estimated the ransomware, the cost, I'm talking in general, was 20 billion as a rough estimation. But however, if you see in 24, 25, it has reached to $57 billion, almost triple what it has. Now, this itself shows that the cost of the breach has tripled what you have implemented. Now, and that is the only reason, if you see, lot of regulations are coming in. India has enforced a DPDPA, though it came late, but yes, at certain point in time they have to enforce that. AI coming in, the EU GDPR, something similar, like you have the AI, which has been deployed or enforced by the European regulation. Now, slowly, these all regulations are coming in to make sure that there should not be any impact to your organization or in terms of your legal penalties, fines, disruption to the services, because it's a complete financial ecosystem which is helping each other. On the other side, not diverting the topic, but sustainability, diversity, and all those parameters, why they have come up, why they are important, because they want the compliances to be deployed. Now, to summarize this, and if you wanted to showcase this to the management, this is the best tool where you can showcase that. See, on the other side, you have the reputation, the laws, penalties, fines, regulatory, the implications, and the customer. And this is what the current dashboard is. We have to choose one in between. Whether you wanted to always comply and go ahead and lead the world or the globe, or you still want to deal every day with these problem statements and a peaceful sleep as well. If the dashboards are green, if you are able to convert the data which is coming on your org level, so-called the risk vectors, converting into a meaningful dashboard, explaining to the management or the board that this is what we really need to look into, where we need the resources, cost, everything, investments, definitely the management will understand and they will help us to deploy. So far in my journey, I have never seen, probably sometimes it's a failure of the person who is not able to convey that message in terms of risk against the cost. If you are able to, definitely any board will allow you, and then they will make sure that the right investments are done for the growth of your business.
Excellent. I think this was probably a short, very short masterclass for any aspiring CISO to look into the specific areas, how and where and when the board has to be communicated. And rightfully, as you said, that it is not just the risk or not just the cost, but the implication of the risk on the business and why the cost is important to be incurred to ensure the risks are mitigated. Excellent. I think
Exactly.
this was very well articulated. Great. Fast forward 5 years. What does a truly AI secure enterprise look like?
It is getting more complex. It is getting more wide. If you ask me about AI, probably if you ask me over the last decade or more than that, AI has come in. But now people has realized the value of AI, the meaningfulness of AI. Lot of the organizations, they have understood, and they know that they cannot live without AI. They have to adopt the AI. Lot of AI adoption. If you see the top 4 global companies in the world, their CEOs have already mentioned that being AI coming in, probably there will be a so-called threat vector on the jobs. So with that, probably I guess now everyone has understood how the right adoption of AI, and definitely it will help. The only few areas which I always feel in terms of AI is it has to be a meaningful adoption. It has to be a right adoption. It has to be well understood, and then only you have adopted what is suitable to your environment. Because if you are not understood, as I mentioned, if you are not deployed the right governance, right measurement criteria, right risk assessment criteria for your AI, when you are before deploying it, then there are a lot of complications and liabilities on you. And being this is getting deployed over the next 5 years, probably every organization will say that yes, I have some of the other component of AI deployed in my organization, but I don't know how. Then they are gone, because the data, the threat modeling, the complexity of the cyber attacks, exposure to the external worlds, the data being getting misused, because of which the complication in terms of your regulation laws, local data privacy regulation, so many things will coming up. So cyber and the regulation, these are the two areas which needs to be looked into, because you are adopting something. It is most of the organization are not developing their own AI models. They are all like adoption of from the outside, that need to be really looked into. So you are safeguarding your risk and the threats and vulnerabilities for your organization. And same time, if you have a proper governance, you are always compliant. And I guess hopefully you are safeguarding your organization for any breaches or penalties, because ultimately you are answerable for the data which is getting used in terms of AI.
Excellent. I think you have been able to articulate very well, and this was something which would enlighten all my viewers, right? How they should perceive AI's security, the security space, and how enterprises should evolve. Now, I'm at the very fag end of our discussion. One short, very short message that you give to all the hackers who are trying to or willing to hack your system. One message, one punchline to all of them.
Yes, I will say that you keep on doing your job. We are always there standing on the border with all arms and ammunition to protect ourselves. Whatever sophisticated advanced level of attacks you do, but we have all the arms and weapons and the what you can say intelligence deployed in our environment, and we will constantly grow, so that you will realize that even if you are putting your all efforts, it's of none, it's of no use. So that is how, as a CISO, you need to be confident what you say, you need to be confident what you are deployed, and you need to make sure that what you have done is always safeguarding and protecting your organization. So probably with 50% of only a tagline, 50% hackers will go away, 50% we will deal with the advanced level of tools which we have deployed.
Absolutely. Thank you. I think this was very, very interesting. I think position versus ammunition and a combination of positioning and having the right ammunition. The LOC is always safe.
Always.
Great. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful discussion, great learning, and I'm sure the people who are or who will be going to listen to our discussion, they will learn a lot from you, Sachin. Thank you so much for your time today. And I had a wonderful time, and I'm sure people who are listening to this will have a wonderful time and a great learning. Thank you again for joining our podcast and sharing your very valuable perspective. Thanks, Sachin.
Thank you so much, Shubh. I really enjoyed our conversation. Great questions, and thank you so much for arranging such a session. Definitely, collaboration, sharing the thoughts and views helps each other, and as a community, we have to grow against all these malicious things which are happening, and for the growth of our community and for the nation. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed, and thank you so much for arranging. Have a great day and very good day, and great the 2026 ahead to all my viewers and to you. Thank you so much.